Hey, you guys, it's me, hokey as I can be, from the dungeon on the side of a mountain in a different state near you. Uh, I've been thinking about this video for a while, and of course, I'm going to be hokey about it because I don't have it. I'm not allowed to edit. I'm just going to jump into it and do anything else. I was thinking the other week, and I was seeing all the violence on TV with the ICE riots and all these they-thems just being violent, and the amount of mass shooters that were they-thems and going into Christian churches and blowing the place up. So I said to myself, let's talk to Google and see what Google says about homosexuals and crime in America. So I'm going to tell you what it says. This is the AI overview for just domestic violence in the gay and lesbian community. Domestic violence in the LGBTQ plus community occurs at rates equal to or higher than in the heterosexual population, with studies indicating that 44% to 61% of bisexual women, 44% of lesbians, 26 to 48% of gay men, and 37 to 46% of bisexual men experience intimate partner violence in their lifetimes. Bisexual women often report the highest rates of victimization. Victimization followed by lesbians, with bisexual and gay men also facing higher rates than the heterosexual men. Key data and trends. Lesbian women, roughly 44% experience intimate partner violence compared to 35% of heterosexual women. In other words, lesbians beat each other a lot. Bisexual women experience significantly higher rates, with studies showing 61% to 69% experiencing violence. Gay bisexual men, 26 to 48% have experienced intimate partner violence, with 47.7% of gay men reporting lifelong physical, sexual, or stalking abuse. Wow, do you think they're violent? Let's keep going. Transgendered individuals, studies suggest that 31% to 50% have experienced domestic violence. Reported victimization. Bureau of Justice Statistics.gov found that intimate partner violence was twice as high among lesbian and gay individuals and 8 times as high among bisexual individuals compared to straight individuals. Now, in case you think I'm lying to you, that's the stats right there. And we're right here, right now. That's what we just read. Okay? So, unique factors and challenges. Why am I bringing this argument up? Well, the first thing to do, if you want to look this stat up yourself, you have to be very, very careful with your words. Because when you type in, what is the crime rate per capita with gay individuals in America, gay and lesbian, transgender people in America, and of course it says, oh, they're victims of violence, they're always being picked on. That's the first 2 or 3 things that come up. So you have to word it specifically. What's the domestic violence rates? I'm just talking domestic violence. I'm not talking about violence in other parts of the community, just in the home. So in other words, if gay, lesbian, transgender, if these people are twice as likely to beat the person they say they love, imagine how likely they are to beat you. Key data and trends. Lesbian women, 44% experience intimate partner violence compared to 35% of heterosexual women. Bisexual women experience significantly higher rates, with studies showing 61 to 69%. Now, we're going to go down to the unique fact. I want to double time on that to let you know what's going on. So anytime you meet one of those, what do they say? I don't want to use the term that I usually say. Butch. You want to do butch? These butch lesbians who want to be a man and they act like a man, well, they think being a man means putting your hands on your partner. Unique factors and challenges. Underreporting and service barriers. LGBTQ survivors are less likely to report abuse due to fear of discrimination and stigma. And here comes the, oh, poor you, they don't report it. No, the main reason is their mates and spouses blackmail them. If you do it, if you report it, I'm going to beat you even worse, or I'm going to leave, or I'm going to do this, or I'm going to do that. They threaten them. They coerce them into not reporting, but they're going to blame it on people like us. So they're scared to report the abuse due to fear of discrimination, stigma, or lack of tailored, effective services. Listen, in America, the past 4 to 5 years, the White House has hung the blasphemous gay pride flags on every government building. If anything else in this country, straight white men are the most discriminated against people in this country. Specific abuse tactics. Abusers may use outing as a threat or leverage homophobia, transphobia to isolate the victim. See, this is all that BS that they like to throw in there at the end to try to protect this community. Why? Because Google's controlled by the Illuminati. Google's controlled by satanic pedophile rings. Sorry. Unique risk factors. Factors like HIV/AIDS, internalized homophobia, and according to some studies, issues within specific smaller communities can create unique dynamics. Comparison to heterosexual couples. While some research shows similar rates, other data suggests higher rates of physical and verbal abuse in same-sex relationships compared to heterosexual ones. So in other words, if you're gay and you have a spouse, you're twice as likely to get your ass stomped in the ground by the person that says they love you. All right, let's do something else here. Let's do this one. If I can get my computer to work, and it's not wanting to because I don't have a... Here we go. What's the per capita rates of shootings when it comes to a gay, lesbian, or transgendered person in America? Now, and you heard exactly what I said. You know what I meant to ask. You know what I ask. I want to know how many gay, lesbian, and transgender people go out and create mass violence. That's what I ask. What do you think the AI says? It's victimization. LGBTQ individuals in the United States face significantly higher rates of violent victimization and gun violence per capita compared to the general population. In other words, they're victims and people just go out and shoot them. I would say that this stat is BS. I think it's BS. I think that in this violence, they're not specifying. And I'll read it for you so you know what I'm talking about. Research indicates the LGBT community are more than twice as likely to be victims of violent crime, 106.4 per 1,000, than non-LGBTQ people in 21.1 per 1,000, with transgender individuals specifically experience rates of 93 per 1,000. Now, what they don't specify in this is the violence is by their spouses. You see how they twist it? It's their spouses that are doing this. How many mass shootings in America have been committed by a transsexual, affirming, or gay person? And then you start looking at it, and it's all BS. Like factcheck.org, that's George Soros' agency. Few mass shooters have been transgender. The Gun Violence Archives use a broader definition for mass shootings. It's so much to finding the truth. The stat I looked at the other day is they're even more than likely. But here, this is what I want to tell you. Because the last question I asked, how many mass shootings in America have been committed by transsexual, affirming, or gay and lesbian? The first thing that Google does, and I want to show you this, it's all about debunking what I'm asking. See, they're trying to debunk what I'm asking. They don't want to just tell me the numbers. They won't tell me how many mass shootings. They're trying to debunk it. This is what Google does. They debunk everything. I should have brought up Brave. Brave or DuckDuckGo, much better websites. Google's just faster. Why am I saying this? Mental illness is a problem in America. Mental illness is a huge problem in America. Being gay is a mental illness. This is a defect. Being a tranny is a mental illness. It's a defect. These people are mentally ill, and we allow them to walk around freely. What are you saying? What are you saying? We should put them in a cage? No. We need to stop. Stop. Completely stop affirming these delusions. I'm just attracted to this person, the person that's got my own body parts. You're not. Oh, let me bring this up. What's the stat when it comes to people being sexually abused as children that become gay or transgender? Just thinking. Studies indicate a higher prevalence of childhood sexual abuse (CSA) among LGBTQ adults compared to heterosexual cisgender counterparts, with estimates showing that 15 to over 50% of sexual minority individuals may experience such abuse. While these rates are higher than the general population, researchers emphasize that there's no direct cause linking the abuse because someone's gay. You see, this is what I mean. One of the most stunning videos I watched in the past 10 years was Barack Obama when he said, well, what we do is we fill the public square with so much, and I think he used the word shit. We fill it with so much garbage that the American people don't know what's real. They don't know what's true. And I watched that, I was like, wow, that is Google. That is all the news, is mainstream media. It's all of it. It's all in your face, real as it can be. It's garbage. Let me read some more here. And see how they try to clean it up. They always try to clean it up. Overall, LGBT youth, research indicated that nearly 1 in 3, 32%, young people reported experiencing child sexual abuse. Gay and bisexual men, estimates of CSA among gay and bisexual men ranged from 11.8 to 54%. One study found that 20% of men who have sex with men were sexually abused as children. Lesbian bisexual women studies show higher rates for women, estimates ranging from 15 to 85%. Transgender individuals, nearly 50% of transgender and gender diverse young people have reported experiencing sexual abuse. Comparison to homosexuals, or comparison to heterosexuals, LGBTQ individuals are significantly more likely to experience sexual, physical, or emotional abuse in childhood compared to their heterosexual peers. Now listen to what they say. Here's the experts. These are the same ones that say you need to chop the breast off little girls. Contextual factors and finding. This is when they go and try to debunk what the numbers really say. There's no direct causation. Experts agree that sexual abuse is an act of power and control, not a determinant of sexual orientation or gender identity, which are considered to be formed by complex factors. So what all that gobbledygook right there said is, oh, they're just born that way. No, it's a direct link. If a child is sexually abused when they're young, they have a 50% and higher, I've read 75% stats, 50% higher rate of being gay. That's not even the right word. Of choosing to be homosexual. Because I don't know what the stat is, and I'm just speaking from what I assume in my own opinion. Because if it's a man touching a girl, the last thing she wants to do is have an affection for a man again, thus making them choose to be lesbian and gay. Just like with little boys, when they're abused by a man, a lot of them become transgendered. They can still be attracted to a man, but it's still that barrier. They put a barrier up with the way they dress and the way they act to push people away. It's a cage to try to protect them. But all they've done is created a mental, demonic prison for themselves. Higher impact severity. Gay and bisexual men who have been abused are more likely to experience severe abuse involving violence compared to heterosexual women who are abused at 20%. Alternative explanations are still trying to clean this up. Correlation may be partly due to the fact that LGBT youth are more often targeted. See, and this is what I mean. This is where they lie to you. Targeted for abuse due to societal discrimination, or that they are more likely to report abuse during self-reflection process coming out. Children should never be abused by adults. The sexual abuse of our youth is the greatest scourge in America. We found in the Epstein files this past week that they call the human flesh of children beef jerky. Now, there are many people out there still denying it. Why would they talk about beef jerky? Why did Barack Obama order $40,000 worth of hot dogs for a pool party in the White House? where pizza was 40,000 hot dogs. And they said, children will be in the pool for your entertainment. This is Barack Obama. His White House. 40,000. You know how many hot dogs $40,000 worth is? It was $40,000 worth of children. You ask why the immigration, why the bombing of different countries, why these supposed acts of God with hurricanes and earthquakes. They have an earthquake machine. They can create hurricanes by dumping heavy metals in the atmosphere and NEXRAD heating up the atmosphere. All these factors, war and acts of government, creates mass migration and makes it very easy to snatch children and traffic them. An advisor for Hillary Clinton was caught trying to leave Haiti with, what was it? It's either 10 or 30 children. She kidnapped and was taken away. They were going to be disappeared. We live in an evil society. These people have been sacrificing children to Moloch since the beginning of time. 6,000 years on this planet, the devil has been active because the devil knows the best way to piss off God is to hurt an innocent child. Increased rates of exploitation. LGBTQ youth face higher risk of homelessness and family rejection, which increases their vulnerability to further exploitation. Survival 6. A lot of people just get sick of it. Imagine in my years, and from my last video, I still seeing my anger gets the best of me, my righteous indignation. But when the first thing, the main part of someone's character traits that they want to let you know is how they like to use their genitalia, that's a mental illness. Back when I was a player and I used to fraternize with the opposite sex, I never went out in public. Yeah, my name is Targeted Citizen. Good to meet you. I like having sex. I like having sex with women all the time. I like to have sex all the time. I've got 2 different homes, even though I'm still married. Well, I got a home and 2 apartments, I should say. I love going out with the ladies, 4, 5, 6 of them, as many as I can get a night. If you're up for it, let's rock and roll. See how ridiculous that sounds? But when you meet a gay, lesbian, or transgender person, the first thing they want to tell you is their favorite body part. Oh, I'm gay. I'm LGBTQ.QIP. When your sexual identity is your main identity, that's a mental illness. We need to make asylums great again. If we can stop our children, and you'll never stop it, but we have to do more to protect our children from sexual abuse. Get your children off the internet. I watch a lot of predator poachers online. I don't like using the name of that certain channel, but predator catchers. I like it. I dig it. And you would be amazed how many cops refuse to arrest these PDFs. They refuse to arrest them after a taped confession, after the photograph sent to the child, bad nude photograph. You'd be amazed how many cops say, nope, this is my town and we ain't going to arrest them. They got rights. The amount of DAs in this country that protect these people because they know the greatest way to destroy a society is to destroy their children. Let's do something else here. I'm trying to figure out what to ask. I think that's good. Like, share, and subscribe. YouTube's going to hide this video like they always do because I'm not allowed to have my videos. But just remember the other video that I posted about these transgender garbage and all the violence affiliated with it. Watch your children. Don't let them on the internet. Don't let them have cell phones. Force them to be outside and play. Let them touch grass. Let them eat dirt. Let them be kids. This technology is too much. It's too much, and they're not grown. I didn't know Grand Theft Auto was as evil and satanic as it was till I watched it a month ago. I had no clue. the internet's even worse than I ever thought it was. But protect yourself from homosexuals. Don't go to places they are. Stay safe, because these people are mentally ill. Homosexuality is a mental illness brought on by trauma. Trauma causes mental illness. Now ask yourself, why I'm a targeted individual while I'm under trauma all the time? Because people that have been traumatized can be made into weapons of war. Destroy society, abuse the children, watch them grow up, give them drugs, and watch the drugs that they take push them into that role of a mass casualty perpetrator. God bless.